The business is overwhelmed. You are doing the work of 3 people. Your team is underwater. The answer seems obvious. Hire. So you post the role, you interview, you bring someone on, you spend 6 weeks onboarding them, and 3 months later, you are still overwhelmed. You are still doing the work of 3 people. Except now you also have to manage the person you hired. The problem was never the headcount. The problem was the system, or rather, the complete absence of one. And no hire in the world fixes that. This is Notebook of a COO. If you are building a business and you want operational thinking instead of motivational content, subscribe now. This show is not about hustle. It is about the systems that actually scale businesses. Season 2. Let's get into it. So what is the hiring trap? The hiring trap is what happens when an operator mistakes a systems failure for a staffing shortage. The business feels understaffed, so they hire. But what was actually happening was not that there were too few people. It was that the people already there had no documented processes to follow, no decision frameworks to work within, and no clarity on what done actually looked like. So the new hire steps into the same environment. They get the same unclear instructions. They ask the same questions the last person asked, and the operator ends up spending more time managing the new person than the new person saves them. That is the trap. You did not have a people problem. You had a design problem. And design problems do not care how many people you throw at them. Here is what the hiring trap looks like in a real quarter. Month 1, you bring the new hire on. You are optimistic. You spend the first 2 weeks answering their questions because everything they need to know lives in your head. Month 2, they are starting to find their footing, but every time something unusual comes up, they come to you. Because there is no written process for it, there is just the way you would handle it. Month 3, you look at your calendar. You are in more meetings than you were before you hired, because now you are managing someone in addition to doing everything else. And the business output has not changed. Drop a comment if a hire has ever made you more busy instead of less. I read every one. Here is what happened. You added a person to an undocumented system, which means you did not multiply your output. You multiplied your management overhead. The work did not get delegated. It just got shadowed. And you cannot delegate what you have not defined. So why does hiring without a system always produce this result? Start here. A business without documented processes has a bottleneck. Usually the owner, the person everyone goes to when they do not know the answer. Now you add a person. That person needs direction. There is no written direction, so they go to the bottleneck. You have not reduced pressure on the bottleneck. You have added a new source of demand on it. Add 2 more people, same result. Add 5 more people, same result, amplified. Every person you add to an undocumented system increases the complexity the operator has to manage before it increases the output the business produces. The bottleneck does not shrink. It gets more expensive. The Rockefeller Habits research found that the #1 reason companies plateau between 1 and 10 million is that the founder is still the primary source of operational knowledge. And no amount of hiring changes that until the knowledge is extracted and made transferable. You do not have a staffing shortage. You have an institutional knowledge problem. And hiring more people does not solve an institutional knowledge problem. It makes it more expensive. And here is the part most operators get completely backwards. Most operators think the sequence is hire, then build the process around the new person, meaning I will bring someone on, see what they are good at, and figure out the process as we go. That is not a system. That is an expensive experiment. The actual sequence is document first, then hire. Before a single job post goes up, you should be able to answer 3 questions. What specific workflow is this person being hired to own? What does done look like in that workflow exactly? What is the documented process they will follow from day one? If you cannot answer all 3 before you post the role, you are not ready to hire for that role. You are ready to document. Document first, hire second. That sequence is the difference between a hire that multiplies your output and a hire that multiplies your meetings. And the third reason operators stay stuck in the hiring trap? They have no framework for deciding when to hire versus when to build. When the business feels overwhelmed, the instinct is always hire. But overwhelm is not always a headcount problem. Sometimes it is a process problem. Sometimes it is a decision architecture problem. Sometimes it is an automation problem. And sometimes, yes, it actually is a headcount problem. The operators who scale without chaos run every staffing decision through a filter. 3 questions in this order. Question 1. Is this work documented? If no, document before hiring. Question 2. Can this work be automated? Before you add a person to handle a repeatable workflow, ask whether a system could own that workflow instead. Question 3. After documentation and automation, is there still a human judgment requirement that cannot be systematized? If the answer to question 3 is yes, you are now ready to hire. You know the role, you have the process ready, you are hiring for judgment, not task execution. That is what a hire looks like inside a documented operation. That person adds capacity at the margin, not chaos at the center. So what actually changes this? 3 moves. Not a new HR platform, not a better job posting, 3 operational moves. Move 1. Run a staffing audit before your next hire. List every task the business needs that person to own. Which are documented, which are not. That list of undocumented tasks is your documentation backlog. Work through it before the hire starts, not during onboarding, before. Move 2. Build a role clarity document for every open position. 1 page, 3 sections. What this role owns, what done looks like, where the process documentation lives. If you cannot fill in all 3 sections, the role is not ready to be filled. Move 3. Run every future staffing decision through the 3-question filter. Is it documented? Can it be automated? Is there a remaining human judgment requirement? 3 questions, every time, before every hire. The operators who build teams that actually work are not the ones who hire the fastest. They are the ones who document first, hire second, and always know the difference between a people problem and a systems problem wearing a people costume. Here is your 1 move coming out of this episode. Take the free operator assessment. 3 questions in, you will know exactly which layer of your operations is creating the most friction right now. If the friction is coming from people, we will show you that. If the friction is coming from systems, we will show you that too. Because the fix is not always the same, and the assessment tells you which one it actually is. 3 minutes, free. Link is in the description. And if you have a hire you are about to make, drop a comment below. Foundation builder, stuck operator, scale ready. Tell me where you are. If this episode gave you something useful, share it with 1 operator in your world who is about to hire their way into a problem they could build their way out of instead. Subscribe if you have not. We are building here. Season 2 is continuing. Wherever you are, that is exactly where you are supposed to be. But that does not mean you have to stay there. Until next time.